an Air Force veteran, a realtor here in Denver, Colorado, and your host for Operation American Dream TV. We're here at Wings Over the Rockies Air and Space Museum, and I'm excited to take you for a look around the hangar to look at all the amazing military history. Established in 1937, Lowry Air Force Base was critical during World War II and the Cold War era, training thousands of Air Force personnel. It was decommissioned in 1994, but its story didn't end there. After the base closure, Denver faced a question. How do we honor this iconic space while breathing new life into it? And the answer is an innovative mixed-use community. Lowry is now home to over 25,000 residents, businesses, and a thriving community that reflects both history and modernity. From homes to schools and parks, it's become a blueprint for adaptive reuse. Hi, I'm here with Darren Schmidt, and he's the co-founder of the Hangar Club in Lowry and a commercial real estate developer. Darren, can you tell us what inspired you to build a business here in this hangar in Lowry?
Yeah, it was really interesting. So I had ridden my bike through here during COVID, and the building was for sale. And it was just a spectacular building, as you can see what we've done with it. But ultimately, the opportunity for us was to take a building that really hadn't been exposed to the public over the last almost 40 years. And we had the idea to put in this indoor entertainment venue, golf simulators, and just have a great building for people within the community to enjoy this space.
How has the repurposing of Lowry preserved the base's historical legacy while transforming it into a modern community?
Yeah, so what I think is the most important thing that they did here was preserve as many buildings as possible. I think there was plus or minus 160 buildings that they preserved. And there's obviously a ton of history here. One of the coolest things that I tell people is my father was actually inducted into the Air Force on this base and then went down to Air Force Academy. And when you look at the community that they've built here, I think they've won multiple national awards for the repurposing, and most importantly, the preservation of a lot of the buildings here, because, you know, having been in commercial real estate, usually what you like is a blank slate of land, and you can just kind of do whatever you want with it. But we have everything from affordable housing to the repurposing of a lot of retail. There's multiple schools on this site, and then ultimately, we had the privilege of buying this building and exposing it to the public, where they could see something that really nobody had ever been able to be inside of.
What do you think is the most important thing for people to remember about Lowry Air Force Base as they enjoy its modern incarnation?
I think it's the history, and that's the beauty of what has been preserved here. There's so many people that both either served on the base or have been, you know, flown into it and come back and seen its new iteration. And I think the beauty for me is that we get to see a piece of history that in a lot of instances were torn down over the years. And the coolest thing for me is to, you know again that my father was inducted in the Air Force here. When I told him we were buying the building, he literally remembers this place with dirt roads and, you know, the barracks and everything else. So yeah. I think history for us is one of the most important things that we can remember, because when you tear things down, which a lot of other Air Force bases have seen that happen, you lose that history. And to be able to walk into a place like this and expose it to the public and have them enjoy it is really the most exciting part for me, because I've built a lot of new buildings and I don't know that they'll be memorable. So it's just really cool to see, I think, the preservation of history, and ultimately there's a million things I could tell you about, you know, this base and everything else, but just to be able to experience these buildings as they were back in, you know, the 1940s is a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dee. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lowry Air Force Base may have closed its doors, but its legacy continues to soar, proving that sometimes the best way forward is by building on the past. What better place to end this segment of Operation American Dream TV than here at Hangar 2, Lowry Beer Garden, one of my favorite places in Lowry to grab a burger and a beer. Thank you for joining me on this segment of Operation American Dream TV. I look forward to showing you more that Colorado has to offer in our next episode.